today I want to talk about chafing. So what is chafing? If you have to ask yourself that question, lucky you. Must be nice. But what the rest of the world could tell you is that chafing is a skin irritation, and it's usually caused by skin to skin friction. Sometimes it can be caused by clothes or what have you. Chafing is super common among runners, and it's really common to get chafing on your thighs, or for men, your nipples, I suppose. Couldn't tell you. And sometimes women will even get it like on their bra line. I've got it like under my armpit before, but it's preventable. But it's not. I want to be clear, because some people think, oh, I get chafing on my thighs because, chubby thigh syndrome or whatever. And that's not the case at all. If you have a thigh gap, I guess, good for you. But it's just, a lack of lubrication. And it's also, when you're sweating, you have all that salt coming out, and that causes a lot of it. It can also be caused by ill-fitting clothes. I've got some shorts that are like your traditional, like flowy kind of running shorts. And I had a pair that they were just a little too small, and they kind of rode up a little bit. So I had really bad chafing when I wore those. An ill-fitting bra sometimes can cause it. I know that can cause it on my armpits sometimes if my bra is a little snug. It can also, just in general, it can be caused just from going farther distances and that sort of thing. Sometimes a bad seam, I don't want to say poorly made, but, the clothes just don't fit quite right. Not that they're too small or too big, they just aren't quite right. They might be rubbing on a more sensitive part of skin. The shorts that I try to wear most of the time, I wouldn't call them a compression short necessarily, but they are a tighter style. And those usually help me prevent any chafing on my legs. In the past, though, when I was carrying like a water bottle or something in the pockets, I would get some chafing on the side of my leg. And I figured out what was causing it. So I just wouldn't put a water bottle there. Or the easiest way to prevent it is some chafe lube. And there's all sorts of different kinds out there. You don't have to spend a lot of money on chafe preventative like the lube and stuff. The stuff I get is called Chafe Zone, and it was on Amazon, like a 2-pack, and it was super cheap. And so that's what I use. It's melted down in my car numerous times, but you just get a gob of it and put it wherever you think you're likely to chafe. I definitely use it when I'm going on longer runs, but like I said, with these shorts, I don't usually have to worry about it. But the other day, I chafed really bad on my thighs, and I was wearing these shorts. But I screwed up, and I've done this before, so you'd think I would learn. What happened was, I went for a run in the morning, and then I had a lot of running around and stuff to do, and I never changed out of my shorts. And so that sweat and that salt all day, oh man, I chafed like a sucker on my thighs. And I didn't even notice it until that night when I was taking a shower. So anybody that is chafed really bad knows that the shower is usually when you find it, and it is like, you are on fire. The other thing you need to be aware of, not just chafing, but blistering on your feet. It goes back and forth. I wear both really cushy socks. I usually wear those on my long runs. And then I wear the real slim socks too. I've got some Asics socks that I wear. They're nothing fancy. And then I have some smart wool socks that are really cushy, and I rarely get blisters. A lot of it, I think, is just making sure your shoes fit right. You want to make sure that you have plenty of room in your toe box. And sometimes that might even mean buying a shoe size, a half size bigger, because obviously your shoes, your feet are going to swell up, and you don't want extra rubbing in there causing blisters. I can't even remember the last time I really got a bad blister. I'm trying to think. Even during my marathon training, I don't think I ever really got a bad blister. And the same thing with changing out of my shorts as soon as I get done running. Change out of your damp socks, your shoes. You shouldn't be wearing your running shoes just on your day-to-day stuff, if at all possible. I was pretty guilty of that, and then I started getting expensive running shoes. So any miles I put on my running shoes should be while I'm running. But a little bit of trial and error. I've heard of people lubing up their feet to prevent blisters. I've never had that issue. If I have ever got a blister, not necessarily from running, but if you do have a blister or something on your feet, those blister Band-Aids made by Band-Aid, those things are awesome. If you get them on dry skin, they'll hold up easily all day, even in the shower sometimes. But you got to make sure you put them on dry skin so that they stick really well. But those are awesome. I've ran with those on my heel before, and they hold up really well. But try different things, different clothes. If you do have chafing and you need to go for a run, just make sure you lube up really good, because you don't want to rub on top of a chafe burn. It's basically a burn is what it feels like. So lube up really good. Like I said, there's different kinds. There's like Body Glide and stuff like that. You don't need to spend a lot of money. I think sometimes they try to rip you off and make something it's not. In desperate times, I've even used like deodorant, and that works a little bit. But yeah, don't feel like you need to spend a lot of money on that stuff. You don't need the fancy stuff. Just something to help lubricate your skin a little bit. That's really all I've got to say about chafing. It's terrible. Prevent it if you can. It seems like every time I start running distances again, I go, oh man, I about forgot about that. But lube up really good. Ladies, the bra line, sometimes on your back, if your bra fits too tight, get that lube around there. And thighs. Guys, I don't really have a lot of advice for you. I've heard Band-Aids on the old nips will prevent that. I don't know if lube will help you or not, but you don't want to be the guy in the finish line photo with the bloody nipples. It's not a good look. I don't recommend it. No, also, you don't want to be the girl finishing a run doing this thing. Not a good look either. So, good luck to you. Do what you can. Prevent the chafing. It is not fun. So, anyway, get your runs in. I hope you guys have a good one. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.